Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our Telegram channel given in the description to updates and study materials. Topic for today's quiz is matters in our surrounding. Question number 1. What affects the change of state the most? Option A. Volume. Option B. Mass. Option C. Density. Option D. Heat. The correct answer is option D. Heat. On increasing the temperature of solids, the kinetic energy of the particles increase. Due to the increase in kinetic energy, the particles start vibrating with a greater speed. The energy supplied by heat overcomes the forces of attraction between the particles. The particles leave their fixed position and start moving freely. Thus, heat affects the change of state the most. Question number 2. Matter is defined as option A. Anything that occupies space and has mass is matter. Option B. Anything that has mass is matter. Option C. Anything that has a characteristic smell is matter. Option D. Anything that occupies space is a matter. The correct answer is option A. Anything that occupies space and has mass is matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. All materials are made up of matter. Question number 3. Which property of a gas helps to fill a large volume of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, in cylinders? Option A. High compressibility. Option B. High fluidity. Option C. Low density. Option D. High inflammability. The correct answer is option A. High compressibility. Gases are highly compressible, therefore a large volume of gas can be filled in small cylinders. Question number 4. Why does a gas exert pressure on walls of the container? Option A. Because particles of gas are static. Option B. Because particles of gas hit the walls of the container. Option C. Because particles of gas react with each other. Option D. Because particles of gas have random motion. The correct answer is option B. Because particles of gas hit the walls of the container. In gaseous state, the particles move randomly. So, sometimes they hit each other and the walls of the container. The pressure exerted by the gas is because of the force exerted by the gas particles on the walls of the container. Question number 5. Which of the following substances does not sublime at room temperature? Option A. Dry ice. Option B. Ammonium sulfate. Option C. Iodine. Option D. Ammonium chloride. The correct answer is option B. Ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate does not sublime at room temperature. Question number 6. Particles of matter are continuously moving. What is the effect of rise in temperature on moving particles? Option A. With a rise in temperature, particles move faster. Option B. With a rise in temperature, particles come closer. Option C. With a rise in temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles decreases. Option D. With a rise in temperature, particles remain fixed at its mean position. The correct answer is option A. With a rise in temperature, particles move faster. On increasing the temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles increases. Due to the increase in kinetic energy, the particles start vibrating with a greater speed. The heat energy supplied overcomes the forces of attraction between the particles. The particles leave their fixed position and start moving freely. Question number 7. Which of the following is not matter? Option A. Water. Option B. Sound. Option C. Air. Option D. Book. The correct answer is option B. Sound. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. All given materials are made up of matter except sound. Sound has no mass and doesn't occupy any space, hence it is not considered as matter. Question number 8. Latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat energy required to change. Option A. 1 kilogram of solid into its gaseous state at its boiling point. Option B. 1 kilogram of liquid into its solid state at its freezing point. Option C. 1 kilogram of solid into its liquid state at its melting point. Option D. 1 kilogram of liquid into its gaseous state at its boiling point. The correct answer is option C. 1 kilogram of solid into its liquid state at its melting point. The heat energy required to convert 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at the atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as the latent heat of fusion. When we supply heat energy to water, the particles start moving even faster. At a certain temperature, a point is reached when the particles have enough energy to break free from the forces of attraction of each other. At this temperature, the liquid starts changing into a gas. Question number 9. Liquids are called fluids because option A. Liquids can flow. Option B. Particles of liquid have no force of attraction between them. Option C. Particles of a liquid have spaces between them. Option D. Liquids do not fill the whole container in which they are placed. The correct answer is option A. Liquids can flow. Question number 10. In which of the following processes condensation is observed? Option A. Melting of wax. Option B. Formation of mist. Option C. Drying of clothes. Option D. Naphthalene balls disappearing when kept in cupboard. The correct answer is option B. Formation of mist. The condensation of invisible water vapor in air results in formation of mist. Question number 11. What happens when ice is heated? Option A. Molecules move away from each other and ice changes into water. Option B. Molecules come closer and ice changes into water. Option C. Ice absorbs all the heat energy and the kinetic energy of the molecules decreases. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is option A. Molecules move away from each other and ice changes into water. When ice is heated, molecules move away from each other due to decrease in intermolecular forces of attraction and hence ice changes into liquid water. Question number 12. Which phenomenon occurs during drying of wet clothes? Option A. Freezing. Option B. Evaporation. Option C. Condensation. Option D. Transpiration. The correct answer is option B. Evaporation. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. Water from the surface of the clothes gets evaporated. Thus, evaporation occurs during drying of wet clothes. Question number 13. What will be the state of a substance below its freezing point? Option A. Liquid state. Option B. Solid state. Option C. Gaseous state. Option D. Plasma state. The correct answer is option B. Solid state. A substance will be solid below its freezing point. Freezing means solidification. Question number 14. SI unit of temperature is underscore. Option A. Fahrenheit. Option B. Pascal. Option C. Celsius. Option D. Kelvin. The correct answer is option D. Kelvin. SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Question number 15. What kind of energy do particles of matter possess? Option A. Electrical energy. Option B. Kinetic energy. Option C. Solar energy. Option D. Sound energy. The correct answer is option B. Kinetic energy. Particles of matter are continuously moving, hence they possess kinetic energy. Question number 16. What happens when we make tea, coffee or lemonade? Option A. Particles of one type of matter form a layer over another type of matter. Option B. Particles of one type of matter form a covering around the particles of other type of matter. Option C. Particles of one type of matter do not get mixed up with particles of other type of matter. Option D. Particles of one type of matter get into the spaces of the other type of matter. The correct answer is option D. Particles of one type of matter get into the spaces of the other type of matter. Spaces between atoms and molecules are different in different substances. When we make tea, coffee or lemonade, particles of one type of matter intermix with the particles of other type of matter. They do so by getting into the spaces between the particles. Question number 17. Sponge is a solid yet we are able to compress it. Why? Option A. A sponge is a porous substance in which water is trapped. Option B. A sponge is a hollow solid in which air is trapped. Option C. A sponge is a solid that has minute holes in which air is trapped. Option D. A sponge is a delicate solid in which oxygen gas is trapped. The correct answer is option C. A sponge is a solid that has minute holes in which air is trapped. A sponge has minute holes in which air is trapped. When we press the sponge, air is expelled out and we are able to compress it. Question number 18. In which state of matter, the distance between the particles is least? Option A. Solid. Option B. Liquid. Option C. Gas. Option D. Plasma. The correct answer is option A. Solid. In solids, the space between the particles is very less. The particles are arranged in a very compact manner. The force of attraction between the particles is strong. Thus, particles in a solid are closely packed. Question number 19. When we put a drop of ink in water taken in a glass, it spreads in the water making it entirely colored. Which property of matter does it exhibit? Option A. Particles of matter are very small in size. Option B. Particles of matter have spaces between them. Option C. Matter consists of large number of particles. Option D. Particles of matter are continuously moving. The correct answer is option D. Particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of ink are in continuous motion and mix with particles of water making the entire water in glass colored. The spreading of ink in water, on its own, is due to the diffusion of ink particles in the water. Question number 20. What happens when ice is heated? Option A. Molecules move away from each other and ice changes into water. Option B. Molecules come closer and ice changes into water. Option C. Ice absorbs all the heat energy and the kinetic energy of the molecules decreases. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is option A. Molecules move away from each other and ice changes into water. When ice is heated, Molecules move away from each other due to decrease in intermolecular forces of attraction and hence ice changes into liquid water. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now, link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.